Hey, my true tellers, how are you guys doing? Welcome to Unapologetic Real Talk. Yes, guys, as you can see right here by the title, we got some stuff that we want to go ahead and talk about. So, welcome to Unapologetic Real Talk. I see Starbucks Love is in the house. She says, welcome to Unapologetic Real Talk. Yes, guys, we got some stuff to talk about. I mean, this right here, to me, it has gotten out of hand. You know, it's just, I mean, it's just unreal. to say, how we are out there trying to, just put a yoke around people's neck. And we're going to talk about all this stuff right here. Around about maybe around about 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock this morning, one of my subscribers had put a link and asked me, did I see where Funky Dineva had went ahead and he talked about how, some stuff that is going on, when it comes to the harassing, the doxing, and the threatening, when it comes to Dr. Heavenly on Married to Medicine. And I was listening to the clip. I thank you for doing the timestamp where I can get straight to what was going on. She left the timestamp, so if you guys want to go ahead and send me anything, because some of this stuff, like I said, I don't really get into all this stuff right here, but give me the timestamp. So thank you. You know who you are. One of my subscribers that went ahead and dropped this link to me. I mean, this right here has gotten out of hand. It's just horrible. It's just horrible how people can make your life a living hell off for, something that supposed to be entertaining. It's just so sad. And I get triggered, when it comes to stuff like that, because, the stuff that had happened to me when it came, into my personal life. And as I was coming on, I was listening to this song. This is my favorite song. This is the song that had got me through it. I remember when I was going through some personal stuff dealing with my business, this song right here by Hezekiah Walker, when how they whispered and how they tried to assassinate your character, and how people lied on you. People would throw you in the lion's den. People will make your life a living hell. But like I said, whatever form, it won't prosper. Yes, it's going to form, but it will never ever prosper, because what goes around comes around. And we're going to talk about all this right here, because this right here, it triggers me. It's just sad. And then the thing about it is our people. It's our people. It's so sad that when we have to fight white supremacists on one hand, then we got to fight our own people on the other hand. And sometimes I think, is it white supremacists or is it our people? Because as you can see right here, it's our people, to me, that's doing the most. And like I say, when it comes to this platform right here, this platform is not for everybody. I'm not going to tickle your ears. I'm not going to stroke. I'm not going to buck dance. I'm not going to get coonery and buffoonery with you. If you're looking for that type of setting, then you go somewhere else, because in here is real talk, unapologetic, and non-biased. And it's so sad. That's why when it comes to all this stuff that's going on out there, when it comes to these entertainers, how they dragging Sean Combs, like I said there, and say, let the law play its part. Stop being the judge, the jury, and the executor. And it's so sad. It's so sad how we are helping these people do their job. These people get paid for this. I mean, I was on social media and I saw where they were saying that Sean Combs, now he was trying to do something to his twins, make it make sense. I mean, and Sean Combs did this, Sean Combs did that. Like I said there and say, you don't know who you sleeping with. You don't know who are in your family. You got a lot of Sean Combs in your family. And we're going to talk about all this because, I mean, like I said there and say, if I have to have 2 or 3 by myself, I don't care. I don't care, because this is not my life. When I come on here, this is my leisure time. And enough is enough, because the real puppet masters out there, you guys not even sitting there pulling the sheets off of them. You letting them continue going from generations down to generations to generations. Make it make sense. And like I said there and say, this channel might not be for you, okay? But like I said, in here it's real talk, even if I got to come in here by myself, okay? Because I'm not sugarcoating, I'm not going to tickle your ears, and I'm not going to sit there and buck dance and tell you exactly what you want to hear, because this right here has gotten out of hand. And like I said, when it comes to some of this stuff right here, I take it very, very personal because of what had happened in my life, what had happened in my business. Hold on one second, guys. Yeah, I'm back. I guess some of them trolls must have got my phone number. You got to be careful with all that too. But like I said there and say, in here is real talk. And I promise you guys, the watcher is being watched. So if you sitting there thinking that you can go out there and harass and bully and start people and it's not going to be no consequences, you got another thing coming, okay? Because like I said, when it comes to the what I call social media, you guys are using this right here as a bully pit, okay? And is someone, someone have to draw the line and say enough is enough, So let me go ahead and read my copyright disclaimer. Let me see if I can see it because I don't have my phone. I'm reading the thing, so I got to make this big. Copyright disclaimer is under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay, so also I see where Starbucks says people says that they won't get the past drama on YouTube, but when CC's tries to do informative and positive content, they don't get the support. Absolutely, but see that's okay because you see people they love their ears to be tickled, and it's so sad, when it comes to my people, that's why I said there and say we have a lot of wolves in sheep clothing. People love drama. They love drama, and they going to flock wherever drama is, but that's okay because like I said, I'm used to it. Okay, so let me go ahead and talk about all this right here. I know you guys saw where Cardi B had came online, and she was devastated, which I don't blame her because like I said, that type of setting the business, I know exactly about how things happen when it comes to stuff like this, especially when it comes to people reporting your businesses or calling CPS, and they have to come out, like I said there and say, I know about this, when someone called, I don't care if it's a prank call or whatever, they going to come out. They have to report that. And also when it comes to people that's, working in medical fields, people are come and investigate that too. So I don't blame when it came to Dr. Heavenly, which she didn't come out and said it, and I'm gonna say allegedly, but through Funky Dineva, we know that they all are friends, where he's for sure, which I still would say allegedly, that she's been bullied too. But like I said, when it comes to Miss Dr. Heavenly, she does not have a filter as well. It's like the bully being bullied, but still of all, you don't mess with people businesses because just like Dr. Heavenly said, this is her life, this is her degree, she went to school. This is not a reality show, faking it until you make it, because when it comes to these people, they don't know how to separate the personal life from their reality show. They just think that this is these people life. No, these people are getting paid to act, whether it's script or unscript, they still are cashing checks. Okay, so let me go ahead and get into all this right here. And like I said, all this right here is alleged, and it's my opinion, and I'm not going to sit here and try to stand on my head or stroke you or pacify you to to sit there and get your attention. I'm gonna say it exactly like it is. So let me go ahead and pull this article up first, so those that don't know exactly what I am talking about. So let me see if I can go ahead and share this screen right here. I want to go ahead and read this right quick. And I know you guys most likely probably heard it over 101 times because I see everyone now is talking about this right here. So this right here is coming from, let me see where this article is coming from, the Los Angeles Times. And no mother should go through this right here. Just because you don't like a person, you don't have to sit there and set traps and snares, around these people, trying to get these people all focused just because you don't like a person. But right here, it says that Cardi B vows to sue. I hope that's exactly what she do, not go out there and beat, because it was one of the clips that I saw where she came out and said that her and her sister, they're going to go out there and they're going to beat these trolls' tails. No, let the law handle it. I promise you, let the law handle them, because like I said, these people, you got to hit them where it hurt. And the only way that it would hurt, and that's in their pockets. But right here it says Cardi B vows to sue beat trolls behind Child Protective Service prank call. It is not funny. No, it's not funny at all. Also, it says that Cardi B has some choice words for the prankster. She said, call Child Protective Service to a home. Among them was a warning: you gonna see the evil side of me. And I know exactly how she feels. I know exactly how she feels, because when it comes to social media can be a bully pulpit. Most of these people, they have idle minds, and just like they say, a idle mind is the devil's workshop. These people, they don't have a life. They lonely. They miserable, and they get a kick. They get a fix to make somebody else's life a living hell. But let the law handle this. I'm pretty sure that they would. And Cardi B got enough money where, trust me, she can get people to talk to see where all that information had came from. Which, when you call, the states, they are not, anonymous. They don't have to give their name, but still of all, trust me, they know your name. And I'm for sure, I know for a fact they know your name, even though you don't give your name. Okay. So right here it says, well, they want to make it funny. The WAP, they're going to go ahead and attach you by the name that you live by. Like I said, when you go out there and you act like the world, they're going to attach the world to you. So I guess that's why they call her the WAP. Okay. They say the WAP rap star and mother of three put the anonymous trolls and unidentified CPS department on blast early Tuesday morning during an explicit Ritter Instagram live, where she declared a prankster had taken things too blank for. Cardi B, who was streaming from a hospital bed, the girl was in the hospital. My God. The girl was streaming from a hospital bed as she's been extremely sick since the weekend, said Child Protection Service representative appeared at her gate mansion Monday evening, responding to a call that her kids has been getting abused and beaten. Cardi B, who shared her children with ex-husband and the rapper Offset, has several homes but did not specify which one was the site the CPS had visited. This is where the pranksters start getting too far, she said, according to a 9-minute video on X, formerly Twitter. It's not funny. A representative from Cardi B did not immediately respond Tuesday to the time request for additional comments. Now, you know good and well that is wrong. So let me go ahead and read some more. It says that the Grammy winner, 32, said she is the only person of color in her neighborhood and vowed to track down. So she said she vowed. So, when anybody makes a vow, that means they're going to go ahead and react on it. It says right here, she vowed to track down the person who called CPS. She added that she will sue both CPS and the anonymous caller, which she cannot sue CPS because they are doing their job. The minute they get a call, they got to come out to your home. And most likely they're going to come out again, and they don't call you when they come out. They just have to do at least, I think, about 3 reports, okay, before they go ahead and close the case. But right here it says, detailing her plans to hire private investigators and legal counsel. Cardi B warned, don't you ever in your blank life play with my blank kids. You see what I'm saying? And I don't blame her. You don't mess with when you come with people, kids, and the thing about it is that we quick to say that children off limits, but like I said, we live in a world that we pick and choose, okay? Who children we want to go after, okay? So right here it says that the alleged CPS visit occurred a month after Cardi B announced the arrival of her second baby girl and 3 children with Offset. The musician and Jealousy collaborators also shared daughters Culture 6 and some Wave 3. Cardi B rejected the abuse allegations, nothing that her kids live great and that she have never laid her hands on them. You know good and well, Cardi B is not abusing her kids. And if I'm not mistaken, when I had watched the clip that she went ahead and she put out, and she talked about the stuff that she do for her kids. Her kids go to a very prestige school, a private school, and you can see the children are happy. You know when a child is unhappy, okay? You will see them. If you ever dealt in that field, like I sat there and said, I can't tell you nothing that I never been through, without getting into all my personal stuff. But when you deal within that field, you're going to know when a child is being abused, okay? And they going to check it, they going to check it. Oh, and I'm pretty sure that they know that the child is not abused, but most likely they're going to have to come out at least two times before they go ahead and close that case. But also, it says she mentioned the tens of thousands of dollars in private school tuition. She says she pays for culture and wave and a healthy hourly rate for her newest child babysitter. And she went on and said, hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Where was I? It says we take very great care of our kids. She said, "Don't you ever play with my motherhood or my ex-husband's fatherhood." And also, it says Offset and Cardi B might have gone their separate ways after 7 years of marriage, but the Bodak Yellow rapper said she would enlist her ex help to get back at the prank calls. And it's time, it's time to get to stop this. And I promise you, we are right now in what I call the age of technology, where you can find any and everything. I promise you, any and everything you can find right in the comfort of your home. So I'm pretty sure that, and then the money that she got, she can hire the right type of investigators to get this information. And even if she got to go exactly where it came from, I promise she's gonna go ahead and she's gonna get that information. But also, it says, with some stipulations, if the caller turns out to be a man, Cardi B said she would send Offset to beat him up. If a woman, Cardi B said she would take matters in her own hand, literally. Now, come on, Cardi B. So I guess that's just the gangster part of her and the motherly part of her, But let the law take control of that. And then she said she predicted the person would be on their knees begging for her mercy over what they may have thought was a prank. Don't bring that S in my home, okay? So that's right there. What it was reported by Los Angeles Time. Okay. So let's go ahead and listen a little bit. Let me go ahead and close this tab. And again, guys, like I say, welcome to Unapologetic Real Talk, nine buys. And in here, like I say, we don't sugarcoat, we tell it as it is. Okay. So let me go ahead and talk about some of the stuff that I saw where Funky Dineva he had talked about. So let me go ahead and do a reaction when it comes to that right there. And again, guys, let me make sure that I put on my copyright disclaimer is under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. So again, guys, make sure that you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. Also, Star has said she also said that she's going to hire the best private and find out who they are, and I hope she do. And she also said if CPS doesn't give her the number, which CPS is not going to give her the number, maybe, if she can get her, but whoever the person that came to her house get her by herself, then most likely, she probably can be able to find that. Okay. Because I remember when people used to call on my business, sooner or later, the case manager that used to work for you end up, working for me. Okay. So like I said, money talks. Okay. So most likely Cardi B probably can get to that person, but she also said if CPS doesn't give her the number that made the call, she's going to sue them. She paid the nanny for the new baby 700 a day. Wow, that's sad, guys. That is sad. But like I sit there and say, they are not going to give her that information unless she might can hire her a private detector and can get to the bottom of it. But they're going to make at least two more visits. So she better make sure she on her her A game, okay? But then she's an entertainer, so she's all over the world. So let me go ahead and play this right quick, guys. Let me go ahead
She
and
will be taking
hold on. So one second,
legal.
guys. Let me go ahead and put my copyright disclaimer because Funky Dinevus did say that we can go ahead and use some of it, okay? And again, guys, thank you for giving me this information. Like I said, you don't even have to go out there and snoop and start people. People put the information, whatever you need, it will come right here on your lap. Okay, so also I want to go ahead before I do that too. Hold on, let me make sure I got that right. I want to go ahead and put the 1-800 number for harassment and bullying. Okay. I want to make sure that I pin that up as well. We're going to go ahead and pin that up because this right here is very serious. So I went ahead and put a 1-800 hotline for harassing and bullying and also mental illness because this right here, it will, trust me, it is a lot. This is nothing to play with when you mess with people's lives. Okay. So let me go ahead and play this right quick.
Uh, Cardi B says that she will be taking legal action after an anonymous caller sends child protective services to her house. Um, this is one of the many downfalls of some of the vestiges of social media, guys. This is not funny.
Not at all.
Doing stuff like this is not funny. And honestly and truthfully, I almost wish Cardi B did not take this to the internet because now all it's done was planted the seed in other people's head to now do the same thing to.
Let me stop this right here. He absolutely right. I wish that we could stop running to social media because all you're doing is just fanning the fire or you making it much bigger. Like I said there and say, this is what we got laws in place. And I already had talked about these people love to do their job. Trust me, love to do their job. So if you go ahead and you report this right here, let them do their job. You don't have to go out there and try to go out there and handle these type of people because these people, like I said, they say most of them is demonic, lonely, miserable people. When you pull them from behind the computer, you'll see that these people, they lonely, they miserable, don't know what it is to go out there and touch grass, wants to sit on their soapbox and stir up all this type of mess. They love it. They love it. And it's so sad. That's why I said they're saying, I'm not going to tickle your ears. I'm not going to pacify no one. I'm going to speak my truth.
Various other celebrities. And the unfortunate thing about it is, and I know all my social workers in here could attest to this, when those people get called, they have to investigate.
Absolutely.
And what we don't want to happen is that y'all start now playing on the phone, flooding out the children and families, people line with this BS. And then it gets to a point where they start saying, well, we're not going to investigate all of the calls. And then before you know it, one of those calls that they choose not to investigate is the one where a child gets harmed. You know what I'm saying? It's like the things that people do are just sick. And
And like I said, it is sick, and I take it very personal when you do stuff like this, and the reason why I take it personal because you got to go through the process. Even though it might not be true, but you still got to go through the process. You still have to pay unnecessary money to hire your attorney, investigators. Not only that, your time and your energy and your mental stability, you go through a lot. You go through a lot. And the thing about it, these people, they get joy behind this. I just can't affiliate myself with those type of people. It's so sad. It's so sad, that we take these people life as if, we know these people. You don't know these people. These people will see you on the street, pass you by. They don't know you, and you don't know them. You basing all this because you are so fixated when it comes to celebrities. Like I say, keep your eyes off of these people and put your eyes on the Most High God. Okay, so let's go ahead and play some more. Okay, and like I said, this right here, this is a lot. And also, if you need to go ahead and contact for bullying and harassment, and trust me, go ahead and do it, because I'm not going to hear and tell you no lie. People are watching this because it have gotten out of hand. People are watching all this right here, and they just waiting for you to sit there and slip up. Like I said, there and say, this is a surge that's going on where these people, they are harassing and doxing, and they only doing this because it's a money scheme. Is a money scheme. Is what I call some type of a Ponzi scheme. So what they're going to do is they're going to continue hyping up all this right here, getting you guys all upset, and all out the box. That's why I say, if these people don't have any facts, just like one keep coming on my in my comments saying you gonna unsubscribe, but you're still here. She's like a thorn in the side, like a net just can't go away. Well, if you don't like the way that I deliver my commentary, find somewhere else. Find somewhere else. And like I say, in here is facts. If you can't show us at least some type of article where someone else said it, then you can't tell me, oh, somebody said this. Well, show me, or don't put it out at all. Just like they're playing these little clips back and forth when it comes to Sean Combs. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Knowing good and well this man would never ever mess with children. Knowing good and well that this man would never mess with his own children. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. So let me go ahead and play some more.
Somebody put, how is she going to know who did it? It's anonymous. I don't know if CPS takes any information from the people when they call. I don't know how it is. I don't know how
They
she plans to
don't. They
find
don't
it.
take.
But
What they do is they get all the information, and they will tell you right there, that it could, that's what it's called, anonymous. So that's why you got that 1-800 number, because it's anonymous. Okay. Hey, country girl.
I hope she does. Y'all stop doing this. Going down to I don't know if I'm supposed to share this. I don't know if I'm supposed to share this or not. I hope that I don't get in trouble by sharing it, but I'm going to share it anyway. Dr. Heavenly stopped doing Married to Medicine. I mean, the Monday review thing with Carlos King, because all the Melody fans kept calling her office.
So let's go ahead and stop right there. You heard, like I said there and say, we only can go based off what people put out there. So miss me with all this, talking about people, and you don't have no facts, because you're going to be accountable for this. Like I say, this is the year of exposure. You cannot go around and try to ruin people's life just because you don't like a person. Now, we already know when it comes to Funky Dineva and Dr. Heavenly, they have a relationship. These people are friends in real life. They share each other information. They contact each other. So, if he said that Dr. Heavenly said it, and he confirmed it, I'm pretty sure that it is true. And we already know when it comes to Dr. Heavenly, every Monday, she was on Carlos King platform, and they always used to do the reviews when it comes to Love and Marriage in Huntsville. And the sad thing about it is that we used to have people come on and say, why Carlos King never ever talked about, Love and Marriage in Huntsville, all the stuff that's going on. Well, he talked about it. He had Dr. Heavenly with him. Like I say, you damn if you do and you damn if you don't. You guys talked about Carlos King when he was talking about just Real Housewives of Atlanta and other reality shows, and saying all the mess that's going on his show. And when he talked about it, then you guys had something to say. Make it make sense. These people, like I said there and say, some of these people, they needs to be off of these social media. These are what I call bullies, pit bulls, bully pit pulpits, and they behind the computers, trying to make people lives a living hell. Okay, so let's go and play some more.
Um, that was why she stopped doing it. The same way Melody fans got Marceau and Tisha's business shut down temporarily, calling around and affecting people's stuff. And to Heavenly's point, she's like, "This is my medical license, baby. All the internet stuff can go to hell. Y'all can have it."
Absolutely, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. And when Funky Dineva went ahead and brought up Letitia and Marcel, how these people was trying to make their life a living hell, calling and threatening and doxing and showing up to these people's houses and calling the state and trying to get their license taken away. Like I said, all this right here is easy to sit there and find out, because most of these people that's doing all that, doing the most, these people work in that type of facility. These people they are employed. Showing up, these people are employed. And every time when you sitting there thinking that you trying to put your foot on somebody else's neck just to uplift somebody else, what goes around comes around. And where I hold Melody, which I'm going to say allegedly, because first of all, Melody's right. They are grown people. You can't make grown people stop. I'm going to have to give it to her. But you don't have to affiliate yourself with these people. You can cut these people off. When they told Melody, go ahead and cut yourself away from these people, dismantle this group, what did Melody do? And I talk about it all the time. Melody came out and she laughed. Oh, these are grown people. I can't tell people what to do, but anytime when you making t-shirts with that name attached to you, knowing that name was stalking, harassing, and bullying, and doing all types of things to other people, doxing, you affiliated. You just a part of it. It's like you in a car with a robber just because you sitting in the car and they go out there and do it, or they called you and told you what they did. You still a part of that. You still attached to that because you sitting there, you're not dismantling this. So you just as guilty. And that's where I hold Melody at. And now they sitting there saying when it comes to Melody that they got something going on in December. Well, if you know that these people are unhinged, these people don't know how to sit there and separate a reality show from these people's personal life, why would you want to associate yourself with these type of people? Make it make sense. And like I said there and said, when it comes to Melody needs security, the security is not for Martell. Most likely the security is because of these overzealous fans, the ones that she helped create it. These people, like I said, they came about. They already said how they came about because they felt that Melody was being bullied. And now they are her pit bulls. And she knows exactly how to activate these people. It was already said. That information is already out there. So anytime when someone is going against Melody, then you're going to send these people. Well, here to tell you, somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody going to get seriously hurt. All you're doing is setting yourself up for yourself to get in a world of trouble. And I promise you, as God is my witness, and when I say something, I can take it to the bank because I don't come in here and act buffoonery and coonery with you guys. I'm straight. I promise you, people are watching this. People are watching this. And what goes around come around because they just waiting for somebody else to slip. They're waiting for somebody else to slip. Because you guys have made people's lives a living hell. And this stuff right here already set in place is just waiting for you to sit there and slip again. And this is your last warning right here to sit there and pump your brakes. Pump your brakes because it's not even worth it, especially when you got family yourselves. These people, like I say, most likely, if they do have family, these people is miserable. They lonely. They don't have nothing else to do. I saw a young girl sit there and spew so much hate. And when she finally showed herself, now I see why she hates so much because she hate herself. She hate the person that she is. Sometimes your worst enemy could be the ones that's in the mirror. And I'm not trying to attack nobody looks, but I'm just sitting there saying that stuff's like I say, it comes out, it regurgitate out how you are. You're gonna know by the fruit that they bear. And these people, like I said there and say, these people are miserable. So let's go ahead and play some more.
Y'all can have it. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm a doctor before I'm any of this. Y'all can have it.
Okay.
Y'all doing too much. Oh, she said Dr. Heavenly said it herself. Okay. So I'm not revealing nothing I wasn't supposed to reveal. Y'all doing too much. What you calling that lady office for? Calling CPS for? Calling the county on them people for? Y'all doing way too much, some of y'all out there.
That's horrible, guys. That's horrible. And we already know when it comes to Dr. Heavenly, she out there, and she has no filter when it comes to her mouth. And she was really, she really was promoting Melody. She was sit there and call Martell out in a minute. But now she's seen the effect. She's seen, and everybody's starting to see. Like I said there and say, God does not need your help. God will bring these people to open shame. Sooner or later, their kingdom is going to come down. They're going to be exposed because we already know when it comes to Dr. Heavenly, Heavenly, she used to root very hard for Melody. But now she's sitting there, she's seeing. And like I say, when it comes to Melody, if Melody does not dismantle this, more stuff is going to happen. More stuff is going to happen. And I hope at that reunion, I hope that Carlos King gets to call Melody out, because if you don't call Melody the out and tell Melody, you got to dismantle this these millimeters. I know that they are your fans, but these people, when they out there, they bullying and stalking and harassing, these people is making people's lives a living hell. And I don't think that no one would even work with Melody. They wouldn't even work with Melody because of the type of people that are attached to her. They wouldn't even work. Melody's going to have to rebrand herself. She's going to have to rebrand herself. And we got these people out here, these CCs that wants to sit there and come out as, they conservative, they women of excellence. No, you're not. You are pit bulls. You stood up and you sat there and said that if anybody comes, and it's already recorded. It's already recorded. Like I said there and said, it was 4 people. It was 4 people that was really initiating this on the content creators. 4 people. 4 people, and every last one of them have been exposed. One of them sat there and walked away. Walked away. But it was 4 people. And one of them stood, and it is recorded, and sat there and told the entire world that watches this train wreck of a show that if anybody comes for Melody, they're going to have to deal with them. And this might not be her word verbatim, okay? But they already initiated. They already is sitting on ready. And we already know how these people play. And I just hope when it comes to Carlos King just don't sit on this like he sit on everything else. He going to go ahead and call Melody out. Because if Melody does not go ahead and handle this mess, then Melody's just going to have to go. She's just going to have to go. Because it does not need another person to go in so much depression where they don't even want to live anymore. Make it make sense, guys. And that's why, you seen everybody look like they going straight past her because God don't bless mess. One thing that we know when it comes to the Most High God, He's not the altar of confusion, but of love, peace, and of a sound mind. And you always sit there and say, well, why you guys are so negative when it comes to Melody? Because like I said, Melody helped created this. Melody could denounce herself from this. Anytime when you continue allowing this to manifest, to grow and support, jumping on channels to channels, you helping breathe this. You helping giving life to this. And like I said there and say, I'm going to say this is my opinion. This is my opinion. But somebody got to say enough is enough. Someone have to draw the line before another person get hurt. Because we already know when it came to Kiki. Kiki came in, already was going through personal issues in her life. She didn't come in through the front door. She came in, just like I said from the very beginning, from the back door. Melody let her in just to go after her cousin. And we saw how that played out. Threw the girl out like she was disposable goods. Didn't even give her a chance. And if truth be told, when it comes to Kiki was the only one that really had a storyline. Melody does not have a storyline outside of Martell. Martell gives her a storyline. Without Martell and Ariane. And you guys asking me, oh, why, Melody been through so much. We all been through a lot. Melody is not the only one that have been through anything. We all been through a lot. It's just that we don't wear it like a badge on our chest. We shake it off and we keep moving. But this right here, when you keep holding on to something, it's like you like it in there. Why? Because you can cash it all the way to the bank. It's all about money, guys. All this right here is all about money. Like I say, when it comes to money, the love of money can be the root of all evil. But somebody got to draw the line, especially when it comes to this social media. Social media could be a beast, and it also can be a blessing. It all depends how you use it. But this right here, what we see right now, guys, is a bully pulpit. That's exactly what it is, a bully pulpit. That's why we can go jump from channel to channel to channel, platform to platform. Because like I say, some of these people, they don't have a life. They miserable. They lonely. And when someone starts speaking the truth, they don't want to hear it. Because it's like an addiction. It's like a high. But I'm not going to come here and tickle your ears or buck dance or stand on my hand or entertain you when I know the kingdom of heaven is at hand and we got to take it by force and how we are tearing down each other over people that we don't know. We got to keep our eyes off of these celebrities, guys. Keep your eyes off of these entertainers. That's why I hate when it comes to politics, how they go after entertainers. Like I said there and say, those are the two beasts right there, politics and entertainers. That's how this new world order, that's how they use the power that be. That's how they use entertainers and politics. But who are the puppet masters behind it? Who are the ones that's pulling the strings? And I promise you, you will see that these people, they do not have our best interests. They do not have our best interests. That's why I sat there and say, I could sit there and come on and entertain you guys. But also, like I said, our people have been entertained enough. When somebody going to sit there and say, look, stop, pump your brakes. You're hitting a dead end. Enough is enough. And you wonder why everybody else is moving ahead and you still stuck. Now I'm the victim. Poor me. Nothing good is going to come out that. Nothing. And now you have been exposed. Everybody is all over social media, all over the world. People that watches Love and Marriage in Huntsville. They all seen Melody Cherie Holt. And she's not a Rogers yet until the court documents go ahead and change that. Everything that's out there that's dealing with bullying, harassing, stalking, and doxing, her name is attached to that. Let me say it again. Everything that's dealing with harassing, bullying, and stalking, Melody Holt name is attached to that. And that's not alleged. So when she going to sit there and say, just like she told Kiki, you're not going to mess with my checks. Then she told that to Kiki. She told Kiki, you're not going to mess with my checks. You, and it's not a word verbatim, but she said, you're not going to mess with my money. I would have you out the door. I would separate yourself before I let yourself, before I let anyone mess with my money. Well, why she can't separate herself from these beasts, these wildebeests, these lonely wildebeests? Why she can't sit there and separate herself from that? Because like I said there and say, it got to be something. It got to be some type of stronghold that's causing her to hold on to stuff like that. Because nowhere in the world I will attach to myself to people that's out there bullying, harassing, stalking, and now the world see it. And they see what is her next move, what she's going to do to stop this. Make it make sense. Let's go ahead and play this. And like I said, God bless, and rest in peace when it comes to Kiki, okay?
So, and not blaming this on you. I'm just telling you how I looked at it. Well, I'm sorry, girl. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I warned you. The Bible tells us warning comes before destruction.
And see, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to these people, they pick and choose what scriptures. And you asking me why I put the word on everything, because they do. God said there and say, you're going to know them by the fruit that they bear. I don't come to sit there and read scriptures to you. I come to sit there and rightfully divide it. And that's what I do to fulfill, not to sit there and just quote scriptures. The devil knows how to quote scriptures too. You can put a hold in the Bible, and I promise you, the devil gonna know exactly what's missing. That's why they call them the Pharisees and the Sadducees. These people practice, but they don't preach what they practice. They have a form of godliness, but they deny the power thereof. They'll tell you, God say this, God say that, but they won't do it. It's just cheek and tongue. That's why I say you're going to know them by the fruit that they bear. How are you doing, Arsum? Arsum Grateful says, if Kiki was brought on with the objection of teacher, when Arion should be able to come on with objection from Melody. However, I think the Scots are probably objecting as well. Goliath harassed the people of God, but he fell by the power of God. Absolutely. Even giants fall. Even giants fall. I don't care how big you are. David was a little boy, a little huge boy, according to the story. Goliath was 9 feet tall. Imagine a child. And all this right here, like I say, is prophecies to come. Don't let these people sit there and bully and harass and stalk you, because they're nobody. Even giants fall. And their fall is harder, very much harder, because the same ones that's raising them up there is the same ones that's going to shake them right off of this. But just like awesomely grateful said, if Kiki was brought on with the objection of Tisha, then Ariane should be able to come on with objection from Melody. But like I said, it's the ones that's behind the scene that's pushing this right here. And they're not going to sit there and mess with when it comes to their little egg in a basket, not knowing that little egg in a basket is spoiling the entire batch. But they banking on this one person. That's why they don't call them out. Just like with Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly, she was riding hard for Melody. But sooner or later, the same ones that you ride hard for is the same ones going to kick you in your butt. Look what they did. Carlos King went higher up to over Carlos, trying to get his show taken off of that network. Make it make sense. And they wasn't even ashamed to say that they were doing it, calling for blackouts. But yet they still employ it. Make it make sense. I remember when I hire and fire, they came back and they said they was worse than what they left out sometimes. And that's scripture. When you don't clean your house, you let them back in, they're going to come back 7 times worse than what they were before they left out. And that's real talk. So once you get them out, let them go, because if not, they're going to contaminate the entire batch. If she don't want to work with them, and this is an ensemble cast, then Melody, she's going to have to go. Melody going to have to go. So like I said, when you come on here, come on with facts. Don't come on and say, oh, making lies about people. Don't do that. Not in here. We don't talk like that. That's just like when it was talking about when it came to Melody and Martell's bankrupts. I sit there and say, give me facts. Don't have me to come on and say something just to assassinate somebody's character. That's why I sit there and say, when it comes to my favorite song, listen to that favorite song by Hezekiah Walker. How people can lie on you, assassinate your character. People can put you in the lion's den. I can't tell you nothing, guys, that I've never been through. And if you're not strong enough to handle when it comes to these people, they will end up taking you out. They will end up taking you out.
Right out the gate, you started privately talking to bloggers. I told you, be careful when you're communicating, but you don't listen. It's not that I don't want.
And let's go ahead and stop it right here. She told Kiki, be careful who you talk to, who you communicate with. And what they do, they go out there and do the same thing. Go and jump from channel to channel, out there talking to different bloggers. They do the same thing. Make it make sense, guys. Now, the same stuff that they was holding and gave Kiki hell for and got rid of Kiki, they doing it the same thing. Now they're not even hiding themselves. At one time, they used to hide themselves. Now they come boldly, trying to steer the narrative, run ahead of people. Make it make sense, guys. And like I said, if you want to call this boring, oh, this is a boring channel. Well, if it's a boring channel, honey, one thing I can do is, like I say, you go where someone going to tickle your ears, because in here, I'm not going to sit there and stroke you. I'm not going to buck dance. I'm not going to cooner with you. I'm not going to do that, because that's not my style. My style is to sit there and say what thus says the Lord. Call it like it is. If it's an apple, I'm going to call it an apple. I don't have to sit there and paint something in order for you to figure it out. I don't have to do that, because this is real. Especially when it comes to people's lives. You don't play with people's lives. You don't play with people's lives, because you don't know what that person is going through in their personal life. And you don't know, by you sitting there activating that, you don't know what that person is capable of doing. And that's real talk.
To listen, I get off track. The fact of the matter is, when it comes to sharing things that are happening before they're supposed to be shared, anybody sharing stuff beforehand, it's a no-go for me.
Oh, if it's a no-go, why she didn't practice? We saw tons of videos. Now they went ahead and they cleaned it up. But like I said, it got watchers being watched. People watching that. Now you're going to sit there and say it's a no-go for Kiki, but it's not a no-go for you. We already know the receipts out there. And I'm going to say allegedly. But they was fighting and tearing up each other because some of the stuff had got leaked. Her mama's name was on that. Miss Van's name was on that. But see, oh no, they're not going to talk about stuff like that. They're not going to talk about stuff like this. That's why I sat there and said, a hit dog gonna holler. When people sitting there coming and telling you what not to do, trust me, 9 out of 10, they are doing it. They are doing it. They just think that they are good at their game, okay? They think that they are good at their game. That's all to it. Awesome says that Melody was looking for a reason to disassociate herself with Kiki. She felt she couldn't control Kiki. Absolutely. It's just that, she knows she was being exposed. When Kiki went ahead and threw that drink on Tisha, she felt like, oh, now I got to disassociate myself with this. Now, if people would have laughed at it and people would have said that was good, I'm pretty sure she would have kept Kiki on. But when she saw it was making her look bad, And this is my opinion. Making her look bad, then I got to disassociate myself with her. But all the while, you can't sit there and keep Kiki on when she did the same thing. You can't keep Kiki on when she did the same thing. Didn't she sit there in the Fletcher's home? Let's see if we can find that tape. Let's see if we can find that tape. Didn't she went into the Fletcher's home and she sat there and she tore up these people home? Didn't she do that? So if she gonna sit there and call Kiki out, then Kiki gonna have to call her out because of the stuff that she did. When she sat there and she threw stuff all in the Fletcher's home, threw a glass. She threw a glass at Marcel, and nobody said not one thing about it. Nobody said not one thing. All you heard was crickets. And then they sat there and say once the cameras was off, the scene was worse. They say it was worse. They say they really tore up this woman's house. But you see, we don't talk about that. And that's the reason why I think that they didn't want to talk too much about Kiki went ahead and threw a drink in Tisha's face. That's why I said they say you guys cover a lot of stuff when it comes to Melody. You covers a lot of stuff, and that's why she can continue, and her millimeters can continue doing what they're doing right now. You guys gonna be accountable for a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff you guys going to be accountable for it because you guys help breed this. You help give life to this. So what you think is going to be the outcome when it all come crumbling down? You're going to be in the mix of this. Like I said, you are being watched. You absolutely are being watched. And what goes around comes around. And it may not get you one way, but it's going to get you another way. So when you sitting there, you better make sure that you have your T's crossed and your I's dotted, okay? Make sure you have your T's crossed and your I's dotted, okay? Because what goes around comes around. And he that have an ear, let him hear. I was trying to see if I can find that clip where she went ahead and she threw a glass at Martell's head. And that's the reason why I think that they didn't want to sit there and talk about the scene when Kiki went ahead and threw that cup in Letitia's face because they know then Tisha can call. Didn't you do the same thing? Didn't you do the same thing? Didn't you throw a cup in Tisha's face? So I can't find it. I thought I can find it. I can't find it. Let me see. I'm still looking for. That's why I said they say these people, they throw the rocks and they end up hiding their hands. But the sad thing about it is that no one calls Melody out. That's the part that I don't like. Nobody holds her accountable for nothing. And that's the part that I don't like. Like I said, if you can hold her for something, you look at the reunion. Remember at the reunion when she said, Martell, that's why I beat your tail. You remember she didn't say tail. I'm just saying tail. But nobody even talked about that. I'm thinking Carlos King was going to talk about it. They didn't talk about this because they covered for everything that Melody do. Everything that she do, she covered. But I can't find it. I thought I could find it, guys. Let me see. I was looking because see, sometimes you got to show a picture. We live in a show me state. You know, when you live in a show me state, we got to show the pictures. But I can't find. So I thought I could find it. I can't find it, but you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and play some more Kiki, guys.
I have children to take care of, so this is my check. And whenever at any moment it's done, because information's being shared, I can't fool with you. Like
now, she sat there and say, you know, she got children to take care. This is her check. So if you got children and this is your check, then why you don't dismantle this overzealous, unhinged cult of yours? Because it's a cult. Anytime when people got to pay bad money out, it's considered a cult. And I'm pretty sure that when it comes to the attorney general, they consider this as a cult like too. They're just waiting for you to slip, attach it to you with this. People are watching. You cannot sit there and call foul on somebody else and you doing the same thing. Your hands just as dirty. Your hands is dripping as well. So if this is your check, you got children that you needs to feed, you can't jeopardize yourself, then why you don't call this cult off? Why don't you dismantle yourself from this? Disassociate yourself. Because one of the queen desperate, whatever they call her, oh, she's still sitting there saying, oh, we contact, oh, we friends, oh, we this, we that, we collapsed together. So quite obvious, the main one that stood up. The main one that stood up on national TV at Callers King event. Guys, send me that clip so I can play that clip. She stood up and told the entire world that watches Love and Marriage in Huntsville how the millimeters had formed and said, we got your back. So right there, what that's trying to tell you, then someone else saying they got text messages of that, literally saying to activate. And do you think that anybody going to work with Melody when it comes to stuff like that? Do you think people is not going to work with someone associated with unhinged people? Like I said there and say, when it comes to those unhinged millimeters, the security is not for Martell, because Melody see Martell every other week. Allegedly. But those security is for you guys, because the stuff that you guys do.
I just can't. I've gone out on a limb for you. I have taken heat even that wasn't true. Oh, she brought her own for da-da-da-da-da. I've taken heat for sticking up for you.
Now, how did she take heat for Kiki? How did she take heat for Kiki? When she let Kiki in to do her bidding, to do her dirty work, let Kiki in the back door. When Tisha sat there and said, no, I'm not going to let Kiki in, because she knew, that's her first cousin. They like sisters. They even look alike. God rest her soul. But see, nobody want to talk about that. And I hope they talk about that at the reunion, because way before Kiki had passed, one of my subscribers can tell you, and she was still living. And the next day they say she had passed. But I made a video before she even passed, because I didn't know that she was going to pass. I just felt Kiki, she came in my spirit, tell my story. So I hope they don't sweep it under the rug, because the way that they did her, it was bad. And that's why they couldn't come out and couldn't give condolences, couldn't say anything, because conviction. It was convicted. How this girl sat there, came on this show, and she had a story. This girl was a professor. She was not a school teacher. She passed from that, from death to life. She was a professor at a college. She had a story, but you guys didn't want to hear her story. Most likely her story just stayed on the cutting room floor, because you guys was building up this wildebeest, this monster. You guys was putting all your eggs in this one person. And that's why I sat there and say, we all have our right to agree to disagree. I don't think that they should go ahead and cancel the show. What I think they should do is tell their story. Tell the truth. Because that's the only thing that's going to set you free. Say what's going on. Don't let Melody overpower you guys. Call it out. Stop covering for Melody. Melody is not that show, because if Melody was a show, then she would go and focus on what she got going on her own streaming network. Why she don't go? Because she knows she need that money. But if you need that money, you can't pick and choose. You can't sit there and call somebody else out for the same stuff that you are doing. Make it make sense, guys.
I even popped up with a drug test for you so you could prove to everybody that you're clean.
And that was wrong. Why? This is a grown woman. Why would you? humiliate a grown woman on national TV, giving her a freaking drug test. Nobody said nothing about that. Nobody talked about that. Why? Why would they do that? That's probably was all a part of the stuff that she was going through. That add more on top of what she already was going through on national TV, being humiliated. And you guys wants to be quick to sit there and say, "Oh, everybody mess with Melody. Melody is a victim." No, Melody is not a victim. Melody is not a victim. She's a villain. And that's my opinion. She's a villain. And this have gone way past a reality show. It's much bigger now. Because people are being unalive. People are getting hurt. People businesses are being in jeopardy. But like I said there and said, when somebody going to say enough is enough? When someone going to say enough is enough? Who's next, guys? Who's next?
The discussions were about opportunities for you to discuss your book, overcoming, addiction, tell your story. To date, I haven't seen that.
And you know good and well, this girl was lying out her teeth. And I'm going to say allegedly, because like I said, this was on TV being played out. But still of all, we never even knew anything about a book. We never knew anything about a book. Because they never gave us that opportunity to see Kiki's side. Because they made it all about Melody. We never saw that side. And that's why I sit there and say, guys, don't get mad with the messenger. I can't stroke you. I can't woo you. I got to tell you what thus says the Lord. I got to tell you the truth. You might sit there and say, well, why? You use religion to everything, because this is where my people at.
I don't let a lot of people in anymore. I'm very guarded. And for me to be repaid in this type of betrayal is a lot and too much for me.
And she's talking about being guarded. No, you're not being guarded. You use everybody like disposable goods, just like you about to do her. Martell was right. I wish I could have betted on Martell when Martell said that. What Martell say? Anybody that get close to her, they end up leaving her. Didn't Martell say that? Now you guys all upset when it comes to Nell Fletcher. What you guys gonna go out there and dox, harass, and bully Nell now? Because Nell was with Ariane and Martell? You guys act like kids. But then again, you're not kids, you're demons. You guys are demons. It's so sad. If I got to put food on my table to tear down and make people's lives miserable, I don't want it. Because you're going to end up losing it 7 times. And that's why every time when you see something that they are doing, the wind come and blow it. The kinkerworms, the palmer worms, the locusts come and clean it up. Look at when it comes to Stormy. Stormy, every time when Stormy goes on TikTok, she crashes it. Now we seeing the Scots. They doing what they had supposed to do in the beginning. The Core 6 coming together. Black excellent. Building. Right there in their community. Now what you seen the Scots doing? They moved in silence. He's right now in another location. Building. I wouldn't change that name, Scots. I wouldn't change that name, Scots. And the reason why I won't change that name, Scots, because every time when they see that name, because I know how jealousy works. When you seen another person sitting there and picked up where you left off at, and you see your name attached to it, it's like something just being jugged into my heart. And I know every time when they see that name, Scots, and see their name on there, it's like somebody sat there and just took something and just pull it in my heart, a stake in my heart. I know it hurts them. So keep that name. That's why most likely Martell never changed that name. Not Martell, Marcel. Marcel didn't change Scout because he knows, like I said, If you want to make your enemies sit there and tuck into their tail and crawl back into the hole that they belongs to, start being blessed. Start being successful. That's your biggest advertisers. You don't have to go out there and fight evil with evil. Because the Most High God said, revenge is mine, says the Lord. I will repay evil. And you don't want to mess with God. So keep that name. And the reason why I say when it comes to Tisha, keep that name Scopes, because that name is blessings, because shows you that somebody else, they thought the grass was green on the other side. And anytime when you said that you blessed with somebody else, both all had helped build, but the only ones that's being blessed, leaving down to legacies to their children, is somebody else. Because like I say, you never win, you play dirty. So let's go ahead and listen to some more.
Too much going on to be dealing with a whole bunch of mess. I don't have the room for me questioning whether or not you're a loyal friend. I just can't. Because literally, I'm just getting started. So the more I grow and the higher I go, the smaller my circle is going to become anyway. And that loyalty is more important than it's ever been.
Nobody will want to mess with Melody. Nobody. Nobody. Especially based off of this reality show. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Who gonna work with her? And I know, you guys know I've been saying it from day one. I don't want to see another season as Melody sitting there being a victim of what she been through, her infidelity. That's played out. That's like an old diss song. We don't want to hear it no more. We don't want to hear it no more. Show us what you're working with. You're supposed to be the star of this show. Show us what you're working with. Because, like I said, when it comes to Tisha and Marcel, we don't even want to see you guys together, not along with Marcel anymore. Why? When you did everything that you could to sabotage these people's marriage. Even got her cousin on that show. Make it make sense, guys. And I just hope when it comes to Call Us King, call her out. Call Us King, call out. I just hope. So let's go ahead and play some more.
I don't have room for that in my life. Like, I just don't. I respect how you feel. I'm not trying to change that in any way. I couldn't help but to be 100% humble in this, situation. But I don't feel the need to try to explain things away, because it's like, you know what? I prayed about it. I know what my intentions were.
And I know where her attention was too. That girl didn't come on to sit there and fight with her cousin. She wanted to get on that show. And most of it, like I said there and say, we know we can get to it, all of it, but I'm not going to get into it. They used her. And you are absolutely right. They need to just retire that word jealousy. Absolutely. Totally agree, Temper. They need to retire the word jealousy, because ain't nobody jealous of Melody. Like I said, of anybody, and I'm not just saying, I'm not being biased. It might sound like it's biased to you, but if anybody I should be jealous of, and that's Tisha. Because Tisha, like I said, this girl has not 1 or 2 degrees. This girl has 3 degrees, and they got businesses all over the state, not just in little old Huntsville. So if anybody can bring this show back on track the way that it's supposed to be about, then it should be the Scotts. I would love to sit there and see them coming together and building houses, because that's what Melody and Martell was supposed to do. Get them a show building houses. What you call it, HGTV? That's what they had supposed to do, where they was going to build homes. And they doing it good. The house, I showed you a little short, how they are doing good. Letitia and Scott's. But see, nobody ain't gonna talk about that. But that's all right. I wouldn't even want them to talk about on this type of setting, because they jealous. And that's why, just like Temper said, they need to sit there and don't even Use the word, retire the word jealousy, because nobody is jealous over Melody. Nobody. Nobody even want to walk in her shoes. Like I said there and say it. I don't care how you guys might say she look on the outside, but you take that makeup, take the filter, take the lashes, take the weave. She look like any other basic. And I'm just talking, I'm a blogger. I'm just talking. I wouldn't even want to buy her products when it comes to hair products from a profession. I wouldn't. Now, if you want to do it, you do it. I'm not saying don't do it. But personally, I wouldn't do it, especially when it comes to shampoo, because we frown upon stuff like that. I'm not going to sell you a product of shampoo and wear a wig on my head. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And I'm just saying, this is my opinion. I would never buy any product where I know it's not working for me. Why would I go to a person and I know that I'm trying to get my weight down, and knowing that person is also she's obese? Why would I go to that type of person, say, help me to lose weight? It got a content creator right now. Me and her really don't get along that much, because of some stuff that she did. But I will buy her product. It got a content creator right now on this YouTube, in these YouTube streets. Me and her sat there and we crossed paths. But I don't hold grudges. I will buy her products because she's showing her natural hair. She showed from the beginning, and we see the process. And I've been a licensed cosmetologist for almost 40 years, and I know what healthy hair looks like. And when I see this girl making products, selling shampoo and condition, and I saw the beginning, and now I'm seeing the growth, I will buy her products. I would actually buy her products. I'm not going to mention who the content creator is. She's not coming out with any hair weave on her head. She's not coming out with no wigs on her head. She's coming out with her own natural hair, showing us the steps. And you guys trying to make her life a living hell because y'all got some personal stuff with her. I don't hold no grudges, but I will actually buy her products. I will actually support her. I don't have no problem supporting, especially when it's black-owned black businesses. And when I see the progress, but I would never, ever buy any shampoo or condition from anyone that wears a wig on their head. I wouldn't do that. When I was sitting there, I was doing hair. What I specialize in, that's what I used to do. Okay? But I'm not going to specialize in hair growth, in shampoo and condition, and I'm wearing a wig on my head. I would never do that. That's called false advertising, appearing to be real. You see? Temper say, don't forget the edges. Absolutely. And they're not going to show it. They're not going to show that because, like I say, these people, they're trying to find something that's going to stick. They're trying to find something that's going to stick. So, guys, you know the outcome of this. You know exactly how they dismissed her. Let's go directly to how they dismissed Kiki.
I just personally don't have room for her in my life any longer.
Look at that. And I know you guys, like I say, it's just to show you this is where my people at. And somebody got to tell it. Somebody got to draw the line. Somebody got to say enough is enough. Because if not, other people are going to get hurt. Look at how you guys stalked and harassed Martell and Ariana. You guys sitting there saying, oh, she's a mistress. Oh, you fighting hard for the mistress. No, I'm not fighting hard for the mistress because I don't even know Ariana. I'm fighting hard for the truth. And one thing that we know when it comes to the truth need no defending. The truth speaks for itself. How the heck I'm going to fight hard for people that I don't know? I'm basing all this out on what you guys put out there on social media and giving you my honest observation when it comes to this stuff right here. But the reason why the Most High God is turning around when it comes to Ariane, because you guys allow it to be evil spoken of. You guys allow the Most High God to have a change of mind. That's how he worked. Because you know better. How could you dig a ditch for somebody else and your hands is not clean? Make sure you dig another one for yourself because you might be the one fall in. Like I say, guys, this is real. Even though we talk about this reality show, but this is real. And this girl had came on, she say, why, the reality show? Because this is where my people at. I go where my people at. I'm not into all that drama because if I was all into all this different drama, I'll be talking about every celebrity that comes my way. I only talk about what God put in my spirit, and he sent his messengers, just like when it came to this. I woke up this morning and I was checking my notifications, and lo and behold, one of the subscribers, I don't know if she's a subscriber or not, but I she comes on my page all the time. She sat there and say, Lady D, I need you to go ahead and click on this link. And she put exactly the timestamp. And that's how that was placed in my lap. And I'm going to call it out like I see it. I don't have to go from page to page and jump from channel to channel. Everything that I need, because this is my ministry, the Most High God bring it directly to me. And that's real talk. So guys, on that note, thank you all for coming in. We just gonna call it like it is. But I just hope, when it comes to the reunion, I just pray to God that Callers King be fair about it, because you can come on and talk about these devotions and give people this inspirations, scriptures and words, but it's just a sounding symbol if you don't put action behind it. Because we already know when it comes to the devil, those demons does not play fair. They out there seeking who they can devour, like raven wolves. So we can't keep beating behind the bush. I hold you for that as well, Callers King, because Callers King could have sat there and put a stop to this. Put a stop to it. If Melody does not want to film and she don't want to be a part of this ensemble cast, let Melody go. And if she don't want to go, let her stay, but let her be the victim. Not the victim, the villain. And bring in Ariane. Ariane is a 2-bit change. And you might as well say, well, why the mistress? No, she's not a mistress. She's not a mistress. Melody hand her husband over. And like I said, sometimes you might not want to hear it. But sometimes people are unequal yoke. That relationship was toxic. All the stuff that we see right now on the outside, imagine what was going on the inside. And the thing about it, that these people in there were raising small children. Children soak upon all this. And then I heard this whatever they call a queen desperate, talking about, well, it should be an honor to have Melody kids around, talking about Ariane's kid, as if by Ariane child is under Melody's kid, it makes him smart. What grown people would say something like that? What grown person would say something like this? Would talk about children, grown people, seasoned women. Most of these people, like I said, they are not children. These are grown women, and some are seasoned women, and talking about babies. Talking about babies. Like I said, I deal with all this. I deal from newborn all the way to the oldest person. I know how it works. And sometimes when it comes to children, when they are in a toxic home, and I'm not just saying Melody's home, I'm just talking, okay? I'm just talking. But sometimes children, when they are in a toxic home, when we know that if it was toxic on the outside, just imagine what was going on in the inside. Children tends to grow up faster, start speaking faster. It's just nature. We can't explain it, but when children is in a toxic relationship, they tend to grow faster. That's just how you see some of the kids in the third world country, where if they mother is not capable, the kids are in an orphan, and the children is taking care of their siblings. The children could be, you see videos, the children is like 6 and 7 years old, taking care of their brothers and sisters, cooking, cleaning. I'll be watching stuff like that. Because children sometimes they got to grow up faster. It's just something part of nature. I see where Mildred says, I need special prayer speaking to me, Lord. Yes, Lord. Email me, Mildred. I'm gonna check my email today. Email me. But like I say, guys, this is real. This is real. And the thing about it, even though it's playing out on the reality show, we all can take a piece of this. And we already know that these people, when they watch this particular show, they do not look at it as entertainment. They trauma bonding off of this. They trauma bonding all of this. That's why I said there and say 8 is a new beginning. We cannot go into the 9th universal year with the same baggage that was in 8 when God say 8 was a new beginning. It's like putting old wine into new skin. And what's going to happen when you put old wine in new skin? It's going to burst. It's going to burst. You know? So like I said there and say, this is not a game anymore, especially when they're dealing with people's lives, calling child protection, CPS, child service, and calling people jobs, their business, prank calling them, threaten people. Now you ask yourself right now, is this the act of God or the act of a devil? And that's why I sit there and say, choose this day who you're going to serve. Either you're going to serve the things of this world or you're going to serve God. We got a lot of people sitting there saying God this, God that. The minute when you sit there, they calling themselves Christians, you need to take your name away from Christian. That's why when people call themselves a Christians, I look at them sideways because it's not Christ-like. It's not Christ-like. And I'm not going to continue beating this because then I'm going to go on again. But you guys know what I'm talking about. How the heck you going to call yourself a Christian, or I don't let everybody pray for me, or I don't do this, I don't do that. But yet you going from channel to channel and trolling and sitting there plotting all type of evilness. And then you remember when they called this 24-hour fast shaking up the heavens. How the heck you going to shake up the heavens, then offer that fast, then you go back on social media and continue doing the same stuff that you've been doing? Make it make sense, guys. Like I say, when it comes to these people have a form of godliness, but they deny the power thereof, and that's real talk. So, guys, you all be blessed and enjoy the rest of your day. So, thank you all for coming in and being a part of my life. And like I said there and say, I got to tell it like it is, and that's real talk. So, you all be blessed.